Could the sale of the Commanders put Virginia back in the mix for a new stadium? 7 News hears from state lawmakers next at 11.
Happening now at 11 o'clock, Washington Commanders on the move. How the potential selling of the team could put Virginia back in the mix for a new stadium location.
An arrest made in the shooting of Commanders player Brian Robinson. How community members played a part in getting him one step closer to justice.
A police chase shootout in Fairfax County. See these officers dodge bullets from a perspective you won't forget. 7 News 11 starts now. We begin at 11 o'clock with this. You thought the potential sale of the Washington Commanders would be big news tonight, right? Well, now at 11 o'clock, we're following another late-breaking story involving the team.
According to a new report from ESPN, the Commanders are now under another investigation. We have team coverage tonight following these headlines. Leading things off tonight is 7 News sports anchor Scott Abraham. Scott?
Michelle and Jonathan, so many moving pieces right now. Tonight, according to an ESPN report, the U.S. Attorney's Office has opened a criminal investigation into allegations that the Washington Commanders engaged in financial improprieties. This was all triggered by an April letter by the House Committee on Oversight and Reform sent to the Federal Trade Commission that highlighted deceptive business practices. In response to the ESPN report, 7 News received a statement tonight from the Commanders' legal counsel. They said in part, it is not surprising that ESPN is publishing more falsehoods based solely on anonymous sources given today's announcement. Adding, we are confident that after these agencies have had a chance to review the documents and complete their work, they will come to the same conclusion as the team's internal review that these allegations are simply untrue. Tonight's ESPN report comes after the Snyder family announcing earlier in the day that they have partnered with Bank of America to explore potential transactions involving the team. A Commander spokesperson saying the team was looking at all possible options, which includes a complete sale of the team or bringing on a minority owner. We spoke to some of the Commanders' players today about this major development.
The last 3 years has always been something on the outside, right? And so we've gotten used to just being ourselves. Everybody in here has their own role, and the downstairs is different from the upstairs and the outside. So for us, it's just coming to work every day.
You know, I know with the guys we have in here, we're just going to continue to stick together and focus on what we can control on the field.
This is such a dramatic change of tone and stance from the Snyder family. Just a little more than 2 weeks ago, they said they would never consider selling the team. It appears for the first time since taking over the team in 1999, the possibility of the Snyder family selling the Commanders is very real. So, Michelle and Jonathan, so many different elements to unpack here. There's going to be a lot more information coming in the following days, in the weeks. We're going to certainly keep you updated as it becomes available.
And what, about $6 billion roughly for the team?
Yeah, according to Forbes, $5.6 billion the Washington NFL franchise is valuated at.
Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, pocket change for those guys.
There's going to be a line out the door trying to buy this franchise because it's so hard to be an owner in the NFL.
An exclusive club.
Very exclusive.
Scott, thank you. And we're just scratching the surface of today's Commanders headlines.
Yeah, our team coverage continues now with 7 News' Christian Flores. He's live at FedEx Field with a look at the battle that's brewing over where the Commanders could move to should Snyder sell. Christian?
Yeah, I spoke with 2 Virginia state lawmakers, and they both tell me a new owner could actually go a long way in moving those conversations forward, though there would still be some pretty major obstacles in the way, even in that scenario. Tonight, the question remains, would the Commanders stay here in Maryland or move to Virginia or D.C. if Snyder sells the team?
The new owner would be able to leverage the right deal by having bidders from Maryland and Virginia.
Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer is not talking about a bidding war to own the Washington Commanders. Instead, he's talking about the fight for a new stadium among D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
I want to emphasize that the RFK Stadium site would open back up if Snyder was not involved.
There have been a lot of objections raised about the team coming back to RFK, where it played for many years, and the ownership was one, the name was one.
Governor Larry Hogan and Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks released statements expressing a desire to keep the team in Maryland, specifically in Largo along the Blue Line corridor. Virginia could also throw their hat in the ring again after bills to fund a stadium died last year amid controversies, including the investigation into the team for sexual misconduct in the workplace.
I think it helps to have a conversation with a new owner that doesn't have so much stuff going on.
Virginia State Senator Jeremy McPike's district includes where a portion of the stadium complex could have been built in Prince William County. But he says even new ownership would have to convince him it would be worth the investment.
If there's a way to bring almost $500 million worth of road and transit improvements, it's always worth the conversation.
State Senator Adam Eben also has questions.
I don't think I'm going to want to support being in a bidding war with the district in Maryland to locate the team. The constituents who I heard from and that I think other members heard from were not interested in using their tax dollars to finance a stadium, whether it's for Mr. Snyder or for someone else.
And for those of you keeping tabs at home, the Virginia legislative session begins January 11th. Reporting live at FedEx Field, Christian Flores, 7 News.